Today, I mean, yesterday, we made a video talking about how to convert your car to all-wheel drive, and it was kind of fun, actually, just learning a new element of the physics in Need for Speed Heat. Well, today, we're going to dive a little bit further and find out the RSR killer. Yes, I've finally done it, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to see what the RSR killer is? I bet you are. I'll shut up now. First things first, we need to set a baseline lap. I'm not going to keep you too long because we already know the RSR is quick, in case you didn't know that already. But of course, it's kind of pointless doing this if we don't have something to compare it to. So let's get it started. This is one of my new favorite events and significant for this course that we're about to have. Move out my blooming way! This course is significant for a couple of reasons, and this is because it's one of the most twisty courses that I have played in this game. And there's something that I've been playing with for the past, well, day. This whole of today, I've been relearning a little bit of the Need for Speed physics since we actually did the video yesterday to try and figure out how it really kind of affects being rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. This discovery makes Need for Speed so much more in-depth than we actually think about. Like, it makes it so much more in-depth, considering the fact that rear-wheel drive cars, yes, they're always going to be faster at the top speed end of things. At the highest speeds in drag racing, that's always been the case. But when it comes to all-wheel drive, you're going to be quicker at launching, and you're going to be quicker at getting out of corners. I want you to pay attention to how this car turns. As it drops to a certain angle, it's just going to rev bang, and there's nothing you can do about it. I've tried it with manual to try and rectify it. It is possible to reduce the wheel spin, but it doesn't, in fact, increase the speed. Automatic still ultimately is going to be better unless you're an absolute god. Coming up to the finish, this has been a decent run for this RSR, and we're going to destroy it. So we got a 3:03. That's pretty good, actually. 3:03.11. I need to write that down, I do. I can hear it. You're itching.
Take a load off.
You're itching to find out exactly what the RSR killer is. Well, I guess it's now time to reveal it. Here it is, everybody. Listen, I'm not trolling. Please, give me 2 seconds. The RSR is the RSR killer. Okay. I'm not helping myself here. We're going to do what we did yesterday on yesterday's video, and we're going to make the RSR all-wheel drive. In fact, we didn't do that yesterday, but we did make a couple of cars all-wheel drive. You notice the initial drop in the acceleration? Don't worry, it's going to be rectified. Rally suspension on Super. Rally tires on Elite. And then we're going to jump over to the differential. Now, you're going to see initially, if we go all the way to the right, the best thing to do is put on Rally, and it makes it perfect again. The problem I have with this, it is totally doable, don't get me wrong. Doing this, I find, causes more issues than it solves. And so what we're going to do here is go and put on a nice balancing race differential that keeps it close to that center line. Change it out a little bit to have a little bit of blue, just to mix up the color a little bit. And of course, one of the advantages of having all the rally bits is that it is now a rally car, and you can do rally type things. One of the issues, you are going to be in a newly lifted vehicle, which it does cause a little bit of body roll. But if you're looking for times on a track like this RSR is the RSR killer. I feel so dirty doing this, but I'm not lying to you. This is a newfound discovery, which I would highly suggest you do check it out. Now, if we can move this traffic out of the way. So what I did on the last time, I didn't do any NOS, you may notice. NOS could be a differentiator, and of course it depends where you use it and how you use it and all that business, but this is where you're going to see the biggest difference, the sharpness of getting in that corner and getting out. It's a little bit less aggressive because of the fact I'm not using the rally tire, the everything rally. If you use everything rally, it becomes a little bit more of a pull on that all-wheel drive, but pulling out of the corners like nobody's business. This turn here, it's so easy to straighten up again out of that corner. Look at that all-wheel drive RSR! In case the RSR couldn't get any more stupid, someone goes and makes it all-wheel drive. I'm a disgrace to mankind. I've ruined everything. I'm going in the bin tonight. So the main significant difference is that acceleration compared to the old RSR. In terms of top speed, realistically, you're not going to hit that high of a top speed. You've put some stuff on that's going to reduce overall anything in terms of higher speed. So this has a very specific use case. An event with a lot of corners, a lot of twists and turns. It's just so smooth. It's so smooth. It's kind of ridiculous. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're going to do it. Kick it in the boost, baby. Oh, that's a bit slow. That was a bit slow, but that was a slow looking run. That was a slow run. We beat it by 3 seconds, though. 3 seconds. He's going to do that awful dance. I hate that dance. Stop. They said they added multiple dances, but that ain't it, Chief. Going through the final setup, it's pretty easy to see why this is an all-wheel drive boosty monster. Now, I did test this on a couple other events as well. It's not just one particular event this setup is good for. As you can see, my money is now back to 1.5 million, all of which is from me testing the car. One of the best events for this as well is Arion, which is an event that I know a lot of people actually use for their testing, and I actually managed to get a pretty damn decent time. Obviously, the main difference between me, that's a solid wall, and a couple of the other creators is that they're a bit of a tryhards, you know? They're all tryhards. I say they're all tryhards. I've been tryharding today, okay? We're now playing Forza, apparently, driving off all these cliffs and stuff. Oh my, this is beautiful, babe. Oh, there's my off-road section, which, of course, I can do a lot better than normal because of the fact that I am actually now an off-roady boy. Oh, that's pretty cool. Some of these off-road paths I've never driven on. Some of these roads I don't think I've ever driven on. The road design, the race design, should I say, needs to allow me to play in more areas. I love this event because you can see the difference. Now, I did use nitrous on this event just because it's got some long straights, and that's where you need to make up the speed with the NOS. Don't underestimate the abilities of the speed of this thing. I'm just saying, don't expect no baseline RSR, top speed in. You've ruined my damn race. Get the hell out of my way, buddy. So as you can see, still climbing to the 230s, pretty darn easy. But the coolest thing, look how smooth it takes the corners. When you go in with a lot of speed, except when you go off-road, it keeps that speed significantly better than the standard rear wheel setup. The two places I've been nossing on this event is right here and usually a little bit later on the course. Let's get that boost going. A little bit delayed there. Need it quicker. And of course, you can actually more likely go off-road. It's just the best thing. It's the best of everything. Look at it. Look at the speed and the way it takes the corners now. Beautiful. Buttery smooth. RSR killer. Yes. Big corner coming up and take it off-road. Still go faster than most people would in their normal RSR. Look at it, butter. As I said, I managed to beat my rear-wheel drive RSR time with this all-wheel drive version. And that was this with this exact setup right here. I managed to decimate my time. No! Of course, this time it's going to be a little bit different. But I managed to decimate it by a good 6 seconds. And that was back to back, switching between parts constantly to try and get an idea. Because I really need to. The difference is, to me, very noticeable. The biggest difference, I would say, even though this time is now absolutely rubbish because of what I just did, is the being able to pull out of the corners and being able to keep speed, so much more speed when you power slide through the corner initially rather than kick the rears up and the speed usually drops significantly. Well, obviously with this, it's going to be different considering the fact that it is powering at all fours. My best record on this is a 2:58. Again, I'm not much of a time setter. I'm pretty sure you guys can beat it with this very setup. I'm interested to see how you guys do with this. Let me know in the comments. Am I talking absolute rubbish here? Is it worthless doing this? Did you find a better time using a full rally setup? These are things we need to start dipping our toes into and exploring. We're pushing to find the RSR killer, and the only way we can look right now is at the RSR itself. Incredible. The one thing to note is that I haven't properly tried the McLaren F1. We did play around with it a little bit yesterday, and that car came close, and I do wonder if all-wheel drive on that is enough to push it over that little edge that this stupid car has. But I have just gone and made it a bit of a higher ledge, at least on the more cornery events. Let me know, am I talking absolute rubbish? Have you found that this actually is quite a significant difference. And of course, when it comes to the city events, this is now the all-round monster. Why did I do this to myself? Why not do it with a skyline or something? Why do I have to bring this? I keep hitting everything. All right. Be sure to smash that like. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next Need for Speed Heat video. Until next time, my friends. Peace.